Okay, it's time for an oil change, and this will either be successful or this thing is going to be sitting here for about a week, because I ordered these filters about 2 months ago, oil filters, based on cross-referencing the filter that's on there. I think it's a Suzuki OEM filter, and I was able to cross-reference it to this Wix filter part 51056. It looks like the correct diameter and depth. I'm just hoping that the threads on this are the one. Otherwise I'm going to be out 4 filters, and then I'll have to buy a filter pretty much in an emergency, because unless I put the old one back and then drain the oil again, I'm going to be using 10W30. That's what it recommended for the Suzuki here, but I'm going with the synthetic Mobile one. I've heard stories that it's not a good idea because it's a little too thin, and you might have issues with knocking versus the thicker viscosity standard oil. I don't know. This is what I'm going to use. I'll take my chance with it. That's what I use on all my other vehicles, so I decided to go with it for this one. I think the sticker on the side of the door for the oil change, I believe it's every 3,000, 3,500 miles, something like that. But the sticker has it as 100,600 kilometers. I'm currently at 101,348. So I'm not too I'm about 700 kilometers over. So this is what I want to do today. I see if I'm trying to do these videos to try to save some money on buying imported parts and maintenance. This Wix filter I was able to source from Amazon, along with the air filter that I mentioned earlier in the previous video. However, I found out that that filter is no longer available. I must have purchased the last two, at least here in the United States, from Amazon. There might be other sources out there. Man, I hope this is not frozen. Yep. This is a 17 millimeter. Yeah. Okay. When I read this is only what, 3.1 gallons of oil, 10W30. You know, one thing, I hate oil changes. There goes a mess. Hey, my oil's burping. Thank God I have this blanket down for absorbing any oil. Oh, I know why. Big dummy. It's 3.1 gallons from what I read on the manual. So let's say 3 quarts. I let the truck warm up about 5 minutes. So here is the oil filter down here. I'm telling you one thing, they can't make this any easier as far as installation. Now, this is first of all wrong. So I'm not even going to take this out. So I guess I'll be putting these up for sale. The diameter, I never checked the diameter on this, and it's too late for me to return them. So anybody know who wants a Wix 51056 filters? I have 4 of them for sale. Now, these are approximately 75 millimeters in diameter. Yes, 66. So I'm way off. Okay, well, this is the fastest oil change I've done in my life. It's okay, at least I'll have 3 quarts of fresh oil in there. Once I source out the filters, the correct filter, sometime in March, I'll change it. So I got this car canopy a couple weeks ago. This is the same spot that in the video I updated or upgraded all the lights to LEDs, interior and exterior. And the winter has been lousy here in southern New Jersey this year. And I don't mean lousy as in cold. I mean lousy as in one day it's 25, 30 degrees, and the next day it's like closer to 60. It's like up and down, rain, cloudy. And it's miserable since I don't have a garage or a shop yet outside. So this is my temporary setup. It's a 10 by 17, and right now it's a little chilly outside with a light breeze, and I have this Mr. Heater Buddy 20-gallon propane tank, and it's actually warm inside here because it's holding in the heat. Plus, when I'm in front of it, it's incredible. Once I get my shop up and running, hopefully in the next year, this year into next, then that'll be this will be sold. Couple of things that I will be posting is new floor rugs from Japan. I had those, purchased them from Japan. A new shift knob. The only thing it doesn't have is the extra low on here. It's Amazon. I have a cover for this that matches this, but I have to modify this a bit, and it has the leather with a on this end. I have a aluminum button, I think in black, to replace this, and then this cover has a plastic that'll goes over this metal part. And I even have a boot They match the same thing with the stitching. I just got to take this all apart and figure out how to fasten that boot below it. See what kind of bracket or clip there is here. I also have covers for the pedals that I have to install. And one of the biggest things, which I've been working on this for 2 or 3 weeks, but you'll see it in a later video, I have new mirrors. These are 2014 to 2017 Jeep Wrangler mirrors. This green thing that you see here is a prototype, a 3D printed prototype. I've gone through 4 iterations on this one, on the passenger side, and on the driver's side I've gone through about 8 iterations, because this is the one I started with. And this is all temporary. This is just a silver PLA Plus that I had a lot of, and that was some Hatchbox green that I'm trying to get rid of because it's old. The final product, that'll be a 2-part video, will be an ASA filament. It's good for outdoors, UV protected. It'll all be sanded, painted, and enamel coated to match this finish. But I'm not going to go into detail, but you don't have to order mirrors from Japan or buy them from imports here. These were about $55 each. The mirrors, cheapest I've seen them, is about $150 from Japan. I'm not sure about shipping. Plus, these are powered and heated, but don't know if that's going to happen soon or if it's going to happen at all. So I have the option to tilt these, or will have the options via a switch inside. But stay tuned and you'll see that coming. This video, I have to put it out soon because it's pretty much done. So I guess you guys have seen, there's a lot of videos out on changing the oil. There's nothing really exciting about this except the fact that I screwed up with the filter. I guess tonight I will order one to get it here as soon as possible. I got a little hasty with the filters. I guess I didn't do my homework that well, or I made a mistake along the way of cross-referencing the Suzuki part number with what I got there. Either way, I'll put it up for sale. Someone will buy one of these lifetimes. Well, this will get me by. Oh, see, already screwing up. One thing I want to show you guys is that I mentioned earlier, maybe, when I installed the new tires back in December, about 3 months ago, more like 2 months, I took it for a test drive down the street, and approximately 35 to 40 miles per hour local road, the entire front of this cab shook like it was going to blow up. It was scary. I came back home, swapped out the tires, took it for a test drive thinking something had happened catastrophically, like almost instantly. It drove fine. Swapped them back out. No, what I did was that week I took it to the guy I had them installed on the rims and balance, and I asked him if he can rebalance them. This time put the clamp on weights, because I had requested the adhesive mount ones, and he says that's what he recommends. That's a better solution. And nice guy, he did it for free. He rebalanced the tires. They were pretty much 99.9% spot on to the original, but this time he used clamped on weights. Came home, put them on, same thing. About 35 to 40 miles an hour down the street, it shook like this thing was going to fall apart. Came back home, put the original tires back on, and been driving the original tires for about 2 months. However, they have a lot of dry rot. I need to get them, like I stated, I need to get them changed over, because I don't think they'll pass inspection in the condition that they're in. The other issue is that I have the Death Wobble even with the old tires. The thing about it, I could be doing 60 miles an hour down the highway, and as long as the highway is smooth, this truck rides like perfect down the highway. Nothing, no vibration. The only thing I have to worry about is when people pass me, the draft that they create, the wind draft, it pushes this thing around the road. However, I have been noticing it more and more lately on local roads. If I'm doing around 40-50 miles an hour, if I hit a certain rut, the steering wheel starts to vibrate, and I just take my foot off the accelerator and it stops, but it's not as violent as it was with the new tires. It's just the steering wheel starts to vibrate, and some of the front here a little bit. Funny thing, the other day I was on this road that they had just paved like 2 weeks ago. Beautiful, nice and smooth. They did a great job, and I can be on that road 50 miles an hour, and the thing rode like a dream. Well, the other day, I don't know what was going on. They actually tore up a manhole in one spot. I guess they were repairing it. They had a diamond shape section of the pavement, the asphalt cut out. And when I hit that was it. This thing started shaking so badly that I had to pull off to the side of the road. So I know I have a suspension issue. Basically, I think right now this truck may have like close to 70,000, no, about 68,000 miles on it. The suspension is worn. It's old. The bushings for the control arms are probably shot. The tie rod ends are probably shot. And the lower control arm that has a ball joint, it's incorporated into the lower control arm. I guarantee that one or many, or it's a combination, they're just worn. Probably some play in there. When you hit a certain vibration or speed, or just a perfect situation, the whole front end starts to. So I'm gonna take we're gonna throw some money at this. I'm thinking about $200 or $300, probably closer to $3. I will pretty much do the whole suspension. It's 27 years old. It needs it, and it'll be a huge improvement. That with the new springs in the front, new shocks in the back. At that point, I'll be able to get the tires back on, and I'll make a determination depending on the clearance that I have on this front left tire. That was the one that was rubbing, the new one. At that point, I'll make a determination to put a 2-inch lift. And if I do, I'll make my own lift. I'll have enough 1/4-inch steel plate. I'm gonna have to run the truck, but I have a welder and a plasma cutter. Then I can fabricate my own spacers for the front and shackles for the back. I may not keep the shackles. I don't like the look of the shackles. Okay. Tell you one thing, I don't hear any knocking, no tapping. This is another thing that I'm going to be doing sooner than later. I know that the timing belt was done at approximately right here, $82,455 kilometers. I believe you have to do it every 100,000 kilometers. I have to verify that, but I may replace it anyhow sooner than later, because I guaranteed that the water pump wasn't replaced, and there's an idler that has to be replaced. So it'll just be cheap insurance just to put a new belt on there while I do the pump. But I can do that under, you know, slightly warmer weather. I want to call it good for now on this. And I'll have to figure out the oil filter. Is take 2 of the filter. Last night, or the night before, I started going on a Suzuki mini truck forum, and this is the number that everyone came up with as far as wicks. So I just ordered one. The diameter is within 1 millimeter of what I have there. I think I measured 67. This one's 65, well, 2 millimeters. Everyone was saying that for this particular model, this is a cross reference that matches. So just looking at it, the height's correct as far as I can tell. And the diameter is identical. So what I need to do is I'm going to remove it, and I'm going to try to salvage as much oil that comes out of here, and then put it back in. Since I really didn't drive anywhere, I just turned it on for a few minutes. There it goes. Wish I can give you a better view. I will. I'll tell you one thing, having this car canopy here has been a blessing. I have heat, I have electricity, and right now currently it's raining outside. Light rain, nothing heavy. And I'm bone dry in here. Hopefully that's a better view of what's going on here. Now let's just see if the thread pattern matches. Now, I'm assuming I'm not going to lose much oil here. Whatever I lose, I said that this took 3.1 quarts. I was wrong. It's actually 2.9, and I put a little over 3.1. That looks about right. Before I go crazy here. Ooh, baby. No, not gonna fit. Not going. Wrong thread pattern. Some people were saying that these were 3/4, and I'll tell you one thing, it's so damn close. Well, wait a second. Big dummy. You know how to thread things in? Maybe not. Not today. This is the ticket. So now I am going to remove some of the oil when I come back. I will have this posted in the description below. Man, this is sensitive. I will have this posted in the description below as far as the number, part number, and where I got it on Amazon. I believe, don't quote me on this, but these were a little cheaper than the original ones I had. Maybe around $8 a piece. Usually you just hand tighten this, but this this is a little slippery. There's no grip on these things. So I'm just snugging it. That's it. Nothing over tightening it. But next to dump some of the oil from the drain cap there and refill it to the correct amount of 3 quarts. I think I wound up putting about 3 1/4 quarts, just to be on the safe side. I tell you one thing, this little filter just eluded me. I must have somehow screwed up the cross-reference numbers at some point when I ordered the other 4. So next to I said check the oil again, and this part of this project is complete. Right between the dots. Perfect. One thing I noticed, I'm not sure if I have to get a new cap. I noticed there was a lot of oil leakage around there. I just cleaned it off with some brake cleaner, but you can still see some of the oil on top. I believe this cap is had as far as the seal. So what I did, which I don't know if it's a good idea or not, to me this is, if this is a seal, it's already worn out, probably flattened out, but oil does splatter up and it creeps its way out and onto the cover there. So I put an O-ring around here, and I tried a variety of sizes. This is the tightest one I can get on there. However, once you tighten it, it kind of deforms. So I'm thinking something is better than nothing, to keep that from creeping out, and on long drives it's smelling like burnt oil. If anybody has an opinion, let me know. But for now, this is my story and I'm sticking to it. So oil change is done. Next interval is 3,100 miles. I have the alternator belt on order, and I have to source out the air conditioning belt, because the one I got from a forum is they called for like 27 3/4 of an inch overall length, and this is closer to 30 and like a half, at least the outside. It just seemed too small. So when the day comes for me to replace that, I may just go down to my local Napa and have them source it out. That's where the other one was sourced out, as Napa. It was made by Gates. They make at least they make the premium belts for Napa. It's going to be another project, and the other thing I may get to today, and I'll show it, is fuel filter. Now this is again a Wix product, and there's other companies that have a similar specs, other brands. However, this one was the only one that I was able to find quickly on Amazon. You know, I remember seeing this fuel filter somewhere, and I thought it was near the tank, in the back corner. I just want to see where it is before I lift the truck up. Yep, there it is. Right back there. So what I want to do is move the truck forward, lift it up. Someone said on one of the forums that they had difficult time getting the line in. I may have to. I'm going to remove the tire and get this installed today. Holy cow, I still got a mile. It's one of these. What I can see, there's only, this is going to be a yep, I'm going to take the tire off. Maybe somebody out there can tell me whether it's this brand or the other Japanese manufacturers. I didn't find, I think I mentioned this in my introduction video, how I found a jack and no lug nut wrench or tool to take out to remove the lug nut. So what I did wind up buying, which I'll show in another video, I bought one of these on Amazon. Everyone and their mother makes this style, same exact one. I just went with the cheapest price because they all came from, but basically it does 19 millimeter, 17 millimeter. These are 17 millimeters to remove the lug nuts. So, well, actually there's another one, and then there's a 21 millimeter and 23. So I already used it, try it out. This thing's fantastic. Comes in a pouch. I think this was under 20 bucks, maybe 15 bucks. I mean, for what it's worth, for that occasional time you gotta change a flat out in the middle of nowhere, always be prepared. But getting back to my story was that, okay, this vehicle didn't come with one. I don't know if I'm assuming they should have come with some kind of wrench. I have yet to find one on here. And the other thing I found odd is that I found this tool pouch in there when I first got the car, the truck. I may eventually swap this out for some better tools and screwdriver, maybe one of these 10-in-1s. But what I found strange is to remove the tires. You need a 14 millimeter, so I have this extra 14 millimeter in order to lower this bracket assembly so you can pull out the tire. That's a 14 millimeter screw. And I'm wondering if they originally came with the trucks. I just happen to have an extra one of these Harbor Freight ones, which is fantastic for this. Now I can't wait to get the suspension done, because this spare is shot. I would be lucky if I made it home with this spare. It is dry rotted, both here and the face of it. I mean, everywhere. And what I may wind up doing, like I introductory video, I'm going to take the best tire and use it as a spare. But what I may wind up doing is buying one inexpensive spare and then mounting it on this rim, just to have, because even those they have dry rot, but they're a lot better than that thing. That's why I'm hoping this suspension gets done within the next 2 weeks, and hopefully I won't get a flat. But that's why God invented AAA. You know, I like to say that's probably either 11 or 12. Possibly 12. Now, last night I was reading on the one forum I'm a member of, and looking at the Suzuki ones. Somebody said, holy crap, I was wrong. I mean, I was right, but I was wrong. They said that in one of their Suzukis, they were mentioning that they had up to 3 fuel filters. Now, I'm not sure if that is specific model years, newer model years. Someone mentioned that they had a filter before or at the fuel pump and somewhere after the tank, and I don't know where the third one came. That goes like that. So all I've seen is one in my travels here. That's it. Now, I don't have one of those pinch pliers, so we're going to use this. Get the rags ready. There she blows. Maybe I should get the next one, because I'm pretty sure there's some pressure. I'm usually pretty diligent with my other yard machines as far as changing fuel filters. Hoping this video comes out. You know what? I better do something first before I die today. And that sucked. Turn off the heat. Gas fumes and open flame doesn't mix well. At least that's what the internet tells me. That would have been hysterical if I just blew up my new canopy. That would suck. There, we stopped. Stop the leak. No more for you. The outside diameter of these barbs are, I don't know, millimeter plus larger than the original. So someone did say they had to force it in there. So on the other side of it, so that's a good thing. Don't you hate it when you have CRS? Okay. Of course, I don't have the right tool. Oh, you son of a... donkey. You think I can get you laugh? That might have been a good thing. Probably guys are getting a nice view of the drive shaft here before I commit to clamping that. Get rid of this. See how she's gonna sit. It's not, hoses are not twisted. Yeah, that's what you need. A nice pair of locking pliers. My OCD kicks in right about now, as you can tell. This OEM filter has a area. Well, I guess I'm gonna have to take a shower today with all the gasoline I have on me. This has an area for the clamp to go around, but these replacement ones don't, so we're going to we're going to have issues here because this clamp is larger, has a larger diameter than diameter of this filter. So a couple choices. Either pack this out with some rubber, which is the ideal solution because it'll grip it, or re-drill that, and it's not gonna, I'm not gonna have enough clearance to drill a hole further back so it does, the screw doesn't just come back into this one. So I'll be back. I got some, I think, 1/8 inch rubber. I have this 1/8 inch rubber, so I think that this will work. Cut it a little longer. So I'm going to show you guys another upgrade I've been working on. This is almost done. Problem is my last couple coats, I got a lot of cracks, but this is a Nardi wooden steering wheel that I refinished the center, but I got to do more work to that. That's happened when I wound up switching different finishes from one gloss to another. And this is the horn button, and it has the Nardi logo on it. Matter of fact, this is what was on there and how I took this all apart and upgraded it to have the Suzuki symbol, so that'll be in there like that. But I just got to finish this, and I got the Boss the mounting, the boss kit. This was all from Japan. So that's going to be one of my next adventures here. Go that way. Oh. Things you do to save a buck. Oh, actually, these things are like I've seen them online for like 25 bucks, the OEM ones. This is probably a third of the price. And what you want is you want this to, at least for 0.90 degrees to this reference here. No, you don't. And that's it. Do is one piece, and that's that clip. Well, that looks golden. So if you do go this route, 1/8 inch piece of rubber of any type of product that is rated for any chemicals will do around this wicks one. Now, one thing I noticed that I think all of these are probably made in the same Chinese factory under different brands, and you'll see like the Purelator wicks, AC Delco. If you look at the photos, they're basically the same filter, just probably printing on it is different. Now this does have a little bit more capacity, but as far as the filtration, if this does work, I will buy a second one as my spare for when I do this again next year. Hopefully that time I'll be close to being in my shop. Okay, let's turn this on. It took a little bit to get the gas through. I don't see any leaks. Call this a success. I'm going to get that bolt now, and I think that's it for now. Again, thanks for watching.